I can't believe nobody is saying this. Nobody has said this once, and this is this is quite funny. Nobody has said this once. Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury have already fought each other. We've already seen this fight. We already know. We should already know what's going to happen. We should already know what's going to happen. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And one of these things I'm going to tell you, no one is saying this. Nobody has said this. Nobody. I'm guaranteeing you've not seen anybody say this. Let's just go straight to what I'm going to say that nobody said. Let's just go straight to that, and then I'll tell you why. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk is going to be a draw. Yes, a draw. A draw. Even Stevens, see? If you look at the first fight, so these are the reasons why. If you look at the first fight, if Tyson Fury wouldn't have had that 8 count, so let's just say he got battered all around the ring, but he didn't have that 8 count, I reckon he could have got out of that fight with a draw. And I'll tell you why, because actually someone on the scorecards already gave the fight a draw. You got to remember this. This wasn't 3 judges saying Alexander Usyk, Alexander Usyk, Alexander Usyk. No. One judge actually said Tyson Fury won the fight. See? So let's take out that round where Tyson Fury got battered all around the ring. Maybe one of the other judges or 2 of the other judges say it's a draw. Or maybe one judge gives it to Tyson and the other one says it's a draw. So you got 2 people, one on each end and one in the middle, and it's still a draw, right? So honestly, no one is saying draw, right? But that is that's probably the most plausible conclusion, right? What are the other reasons? All right, cool. Well, let's be absolutely real. Let's have it right. Usyk tried to knock the guy out and he couldn't, right? Obviously there was one last punch back to go and the referee stepped in, but he didn't knock the guy out, right? So on the other hand, Tyson Fury himself, does he always knock people out? If you look at his fight history, he's not really a knockout artist. So that also leads itself into the potential for the fight to be a draw. Because if there's a Tyson Fury, if there's a Daniel Dubois or a Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua, someone's getting concussed, like violently knocked out, not stopped, but concussed, right? These 2 people at heavyweight level, and I'm not saying they can't stop each other. I'm not saying they can't knock each other out. I'm just saying the likelihood of it happening isn't that high. So that also leads itself into the fight going on to points, which has a higher chance of it actually going to a draw. If somebody gets knocked out, the judges can't try and, facade and this person says that, this person says this. It's conclusive, right? But if the 2 fighters can't knock each other out, it will go to points. And then there's where you get more of a chance that the fight can be a draw. So that's number 2. And number 3, looking at it tactically, Tyson Fury has kept on saying that he's going to steamroll this guy, he's going to smash him to bits, he's going to da-da-da-da. I'm not an expert, I'm not a mind reader, I'm not a genius, I'm not a guru. But when I look at his face, look at my face, for example. My face, I probably put on quite a bit of weight for my normal weight. So I can see that my face is puffed up a bit. Tyson Fury's face, you can't see his body because he's wearing all these jackets. Again, another thing to think about why he might be doing that. But just his face, from what you can see, not from what he's hiding, from what you can see, he looks slimmer. I don't think he's coming in heavier. I think he's coming in at the exact same weight or maybe lighter. And I'll tell you why. Because he took a lot of confidence from that fight that he was a lower weight, still couldn't get knocked down. And actually, one of the judges said he won. So technically, for Tyson Fury, if he does the same thing again and does not have one of those rounds where Usyk smashes him up all over the ring, and guess what? Even if he does have one of those rounds when Usyk smashes him up all over the ring, as long as he doesn't actually have an 8 count or a 10 count like he did, he can walk out of this with a draw or a win. So really and truly, in his mind, he just needs to go back in there and dance again. And if he comes in at a lower weight, which again, I can see from his face, he doesn't look as puffy. If he comes in at a lower weight, that gives him more confidence that he can survive the Usyk rounds, not get tired, and then come out with a majority I'm sure he's not playing for a draw, but that would be effectively a worst case scenario for him if he can basically just not get knocked down or have a standing 8 count or whatever it is. So again, Nobody's talking about this. Everybody's like, oh, I think Usyk, or I think Fury does it. Draw. That is the. And if you add this one last thing, and this is not substantive, i.e., it's not something I can necessarily prove, but this is the other thing as well. There are powers that be here. Turki Al Sheikh is the money man. The money man wants Tyson Fury to win, right? So what I'm trying to say is, how much more money do you get from a draw? Because a draw means you can have the fight again. A draw means Fury can go and have a fight with Joshua or something else, and then go back to the Usyk quadrology. I don't know what to call it. A quadrology, trilogy. A trilogy, yeah, it'll be a trilogy, actually. It'll be a trilogy. But again, that trilogy, if you've got a loss, a draw, and then maybe another draw or a loss, you could have a 4-5 if you wanted to. You could have a 4. What I'm trying to say is, from a monetary perspective, the powers that be, the boxing media, a draw would be absolutely brilliant, because they could have that whole show over again and start taking more of your money, and, you know, more events in Riyadh. Everybody would be, no one would begrudge a draw as long as the fight's okay. Everybody would actually take a draw. So again, another reason why a draw is very, very, very likely. It's actually, logically, it's the most likely outcome, in my view, right? But nobody's saying this. Nobody's saying this. Everybody's like one way or the other, or devastating, or he's going to stop who? He's going to stop this. It's probably going to be a draw, in my opinion. It's probably going to be a draw. My prediction is it's probably going to be a draw, or Usyk wins. I can't really say how. What I noticed with Usyk is he looks a lot meaner. You can see his demeanor. He looks a lot meaner. But again, he plays games too. So, and he's not a... boxing is a mind game, you know. It's not for the madman. It's for the man that can really control himself. So what you will see is Usyk gets in fights where he can actually stop people, but he doesn't. He just wins. So I say Usyk wins. I just say Usyk wins. You know, he could stop him. He could stop him, but I think he just cares about winning and not stopping people. And when you're playing heavyweight boxing, you don't play heavyweight boxing. Any punch could take your lights out. So when you've got someone hurt, that's actually when they're the most dangerous. So when you've got someone hurt, if you can just outpoint them, Usyk is smart enough to know he'd rather do that than try and go for a knockout and get caught, because it's heavyweight boxing. So he'll get to a point where maybe, and this is the thing as well, sorry, I'm just coming up with these things as I'm going off the cuff, but another actual reason why the fight will also be a draw is these referees will not just wave fights off at this level. No. Any other fights, someone's getting beaten repeatedly, unresponsive, no punches back, referees will wave it off. At this level, with what's on stake, they are not waving this off. So again, you're going to be able to get fighters that will see the last bell, the last round. So the points thing is a possibility. And if you've not been, you know, had a standing count or anything like that, there's a good chance that you can get out of this with a draw, because, you know, unless either side do anything conclusive, a draw will kind of make everybody happy. Everybody will be happy with a draw. Everyone will be happy with a draw. I got to be honest, everybody will be happy with the draw, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be a draw, if not Usyk on points. That sounds like I'm sitting on the fence. My true feeling, if I take away what I know logically, Usyk wins. I think Usyk should win. He's got more skills. He can better deal with Tyson more than Tyson can deal with him. So Usyk wins, right? I don't think he stops him. I think it's on points. He could stop him, but I don't think the referee will allow it, basically. So, yeah, that's my prediction. Draw is probably what should happen. But if you ask me, just naturally, in terms of the fighters, their skill set, etc., Usyk wins. Peace.